Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate it. This is Lagunitas Brewing Company. This is their Cappuccino Stout. And guys, they do this every year, and usually it's a little different ABV from batch to batch. And Beer Advocate doesn't differentiate between years on this. They just log them all into one category. And they actually have this in a 9.2. This is a 9.3 for this year. Untapped does differentiate between years on certain beers, and this one I've got it listed as the 2018 edition, and they have the ABV at 9.3%. They also have it at 30 IBUs, guys. This is an American Imperial Stout, and this came from the brewery. They sent me their little cheat sheet here with it. It says, what better way to stay warm during the hump day of winter than a 22-ounce bomber of Cap Stout. Cap Stout asks not what you can do for your Valentine, but rather what it can do for you. Brewed with boatloads of roasted coffee in each batch for that extra crunk. The Mondo Coffee Stout will leave you wondering whether you coming or going, and personally, we can't think of any other tall, dark, handsome brew we'd rather be spending our nights with. It says get caffeinated and head to their website here for even more info and mouthfeels with our master brewer Jeremy Marshall. But Jeremy is pretty good brewer. Just wish he had more influence, or we could change the kind of date code that they're using on this. And guys, been harping on it all week on these Lagunitas beers that they print a dark black ink on their dark brown bottles, and this particular one has a dark beer in it, so it's impossible to see, guys. They need to change that. Until they do, I won't be purchasing any. 30 IBUs, 9.3%, and I'll look at the bottle when I come back and see if I can see any kind of date code. It sounds to me by what the letter they sent. I've had this one in the fridge for a month or so. They was done for Valentine's Day, according to what the letter is telling me. So hopefully we're still going to get some coffee notes on it. And that is all we need to talk about. So we're going to run over here, and let me bring this up so I can open up this bottle and tell you what the food pairings are for this beer. If I can get this thing to work. There we go. Alright, it is time. Final beer of the evening for me, guys. This will wrap up our Lagunitas week. Nice little hiss. And the little styrofoam pieces have gone all over my shirt, and there's still some on the bottle here. We need to get all that off so we can pour it. This is a 22-ounce bomber, enough to share, which I intend to do here, guys. So into the glass we go. I'm going to go down the center on this one. When I pour this, I'll tell you the cheese of buttery Brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss goes well with chocolate dishes, digestive, meat, beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glass for the pint, Bacchanalic tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite tulip glass here today, guys. And it looks like it's fairly carbonated. And it says here can be cellared for a long period of time. Just remember, it's done with coffees, and that's going to fade. So probably wouldn't want to sell this more than a month or two, maybe 4 at the most. The beer is not going to go bad, but the coffee notes are going to fade, guys. Nice finger of head on that beer. Looks very nice in the glass, guys. Very, very nice. Over into the light, there is a little bit of red rubbiness down here on the thin part. It's not pitch black like a typical stout would be. Maybe more like a porter would be. So Let's get it to the nose. Rich roasted malt. Hint of some black molasses, caramel toffee. Not getting any dark fruit or anything right now. It's right out of the fridge. But the coffee seems rather subdued to me, or something. Like I said, we'll look at the date code on it. I don't know if it was done in January or actually in February. Hopefully it's a 2018 edition. I'm not sure, guys, but we'll check that when I come back. That's decent. I mean, it's not blowing my hair back on their rum. I'm not getting a big coffee because it's called cappuccino on the nose. So it's time. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Decent beer. I'm not overwhelmed by the coffee notes that I'm getting right now for something that's called Cappuccino Stout. Very easy drinking for a 9.3%. Very smooth. Alcohol is very well hidden. For some coffee notes in them, they're rather subdued right now. It is leaving some nice lacing on the glass. Like I said, there's 22-ounce bomber, so we're going to pour the other half a glass. And I'm going to sip on this for just a tad and see what we end up with and let it come up to room temperature and see if the coffee notes come out a little bit more than what they are right now. And see what we got. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sitting up for a while. Awesome lacing is left on the glass here, guys. Very tasty beer. I looked at the bottle when I got back. It looks like it was done on like January the 3rd of 2018. 2018 edition of their Cappuccino Stout. Here it is in April. The coffee notes would probably have been a little stronger in January than they are now. My fault because I've kept it a little longer than probably I should have. The coffee is there, but it's kind of subdued already. I am getting it. But this is probably not one you'd want to cellar. You probably want to drink this fresh to get the maximum amount of coffee notes on this, guys. But I didn't know how old it was, even though it was sent to me by the people there at Karen at Lagunitas. You can't see the date code on it, so maybe a little bit of my fault, and I'll take that blame. Drink this one fresh, guys. Final show. Now that it's warmed up, the coffee notes are there, but like I said, they're a little on the subdued side for something that has Cappuccino Stout written on it. Nice beer. It is a delicious beer. We just need everybody to contact them and tell them they need to change the color of their ink. I try to do the best I can with fussing about stuff like that, but until everybody jumps on that bandwagon and tells them they need to do that, sometimes it happens with just me and other reviewers fussing about it, and sometimes we need to get everybody on the bandwagon there and tell them to change the ink color so we can see how old the beer is when we buy it, or whatever the case may be. When you go into the store and you look at it and you can't see anything on it that's there, but you can't see it. You can't see dark black ink on a dark brown bottle with the beer in it. Usually 99.9% of the time, especially on a dark beer like this, you just can't see it, guys. So with that being said, until they do, I'm not going to buy their beers. I will review them if they're sent to me by the brewery or subscribers, but I am not going to spend my money on it when I can't see what that date code is with the beer in the bottle. So join in, jump on that, contact them, tell them, hey, you need to change the ink color. We can't see that code on the bottle. So to me, guys, it's a very nice beer. It's a very tasty beer. Not the best coffee beer I've ever had by a long shot. I think it's a B beer, guys, and that's where I'm going to put it. I'm on the fence between a B and a B plus. I'm going to give it to B. I'm going to give it to B, guys. To me, this is What grade shall I give this beer for B plus? 88. That's where I'm going to put it. 88 for me, B plus. We need to change the ink color, guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 3.94, which is also in their B plus category. And also over to Untapped, they have it at 3.93, also in their B plus category. B plus, unanimous, guys. Everybody contact him, tell him, change the ink color. We want to be able to see that date code on the bottle with the beer in it. So help me out here. Help me out here. We need to make these brewers aware that we're tired of buying their beers and not being able to see these codes on their bottle. I can deal with a Julian code. I really can. It's not hard to figure that out, but we need to be able to see that on the beer when we buy it. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up on this one, guys. This wraps up the Lagunitas Beer Week, if you will. 4 beers in a row from them. They do make some tasty beer, guys. They really, really do. We just need to know how old the beer is when it's put in the bottle. So with that being said, this is a 2018 edition of the Cappuccino Stout. Let me know what you think if you've had it. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.